Hi everyone, I'm Andrew Callinger, and welcome into the inaugural episode of Challenge to Champion. I've had a lot of experience with this concept in my 27 years of life. And no, that's not because I am working hard to become a first time teacher or the fact that I love what I do also professionally as a sports broadcaster here in my home state of Wyoming. No, I believe in this challenge to champion concept because of how I came into this world with the challenge of cerebral palsy. Being born prematurely and coming into this world differently with different expectations from the rest of the world and my future friends, colleagues, and a lot of other people in society was daunting from a young age. And at 27, it's still kind of challenging now. Because simply put, I'm different. The fact that I need two canes to walk or a walker to hold on to on both sides to steady me, and even at times a motorized wheelchair to get somewhere quickly, especially in these Wyoming winters. All of that combined can be pretty daunting and even nerve wracking at times. Even for somebody like me that's had years and years of experience with it and will always have to contend with it. But one of the big things I've learned through living with the challenge of cerebral palsy and how do I become independent while recognizing these challenges, many different characteristics have come to light for me throughout many different experiences. And these are characteristics I'll touch on each week in each subsequent episode of the Challenge to Champion show. For this inaugural week, though, I'm going to talk about the journey towards understanding. That journey towards understanding can be something that everybody can be a part of. Myself and anybody else that's like me that is directly impacted by life altering challenges, as well as family members, friends, colleagues, and other loved ones and members of your specific support system. Understanding with these challenges, and many challenges for that matter, is no easy feat. This, for me, I'm never going to completely understand why I have the challenges that I do and how to deal with every single situation that arises because of them, challenging or not. But it all starts with hope and faith. Hope and faith for me that I'll have the wisdom from previous experiences, as well as in just knowing how determined I am, that I will figure out my own way. to conquer difficult moments and achieve the best life I possibly can for myself. For those of you who are family, friends, or colleagues of somebody with challenges, I would encourage you to simply listen. Listen first and foremost. The person with the challenges isn't going to have all the answers. And don't expect that you will too as a family member or friend. You won't. Nobody has all the answers. But we can all work together on that journey of understanding to help each other as a team figure out how to navigate these challenging times to ultimately help each other be the best that we can be as individuals. And once that comes, once you're happy with who you are in every aspect of yourself as an individual, then everything can start spreading to colleagues that you work with, friends that you hang out with, and family that you love dearly. Nobody has all the answers to overcome every challenge that might be thrown at us in life. Look at all that's going on in the world with coronavirus. Not a lot of people have concrete answers. We're all having to follow specific guidelines from professionals, but most of us that are average people can't guarantee when things will go back to a previous sense of normalcy, even if they will. But we can always work together to help each other through this challenging time that's facing our world. And that same attitude can be used to build understanding towards personal challenges as well. In my case, it was difficult growing up. And not because I didn't have the opportunity to work towards independence. That I always had an opportunity to do. And I am eternally grateful to family and friends for helping me get that opportunity as I was growing up. And I went after all those moments as best as I could. Did all those opportunities yield the rewards I had hoped? No. And especially when you're contending with physical challenges like mine, that can get discouraging when you don't hit your goals in a timely manner. But as time went on, I learned about what was most important to understand. Independence, for me, was the key, a significant piece to my own personal happiness and success. If I could care for myself in all matters, or most matters, I should say, there's still some things that I will always need help with, but I will touch on those in future episodes of the Challenge to Champion show. But back to what I was saying. This isn't easy It won't be easy as long as I live. The challenges will only get more daunting, but my optimism only grows with the challenges themselves growing. Why is that? That, my friends, is because we're all given challenges for a purpose. I always thought growing up that my physical challenges were some sort of a punishment. Why was I so different from everybody else? What could I have done wrong as a baby that just came into this world? I was just different and didn't understand why. Now, as I mentioned before, I still don't completely understand why. But what I do concretely understand, and I hope those of you who are watching will understand too, that each challenge that is put in front of us, whether it's one we'll have to contend with for a lifetime, like my cerebral palsy, a short time, like being disappointed in failing a test in school, or even an indefinite challenge like COVID-19, that there's no end in sight, but an end eventually. All these challenges that I listed off in potential scenarios, one thing is common in all of them. Just keep an openness to understand things in new ways, in your own way. My family, friends, colleagues, even strangers that I see when going to the grocery store and running other errands throughout my day will sometimes tell me they're amazed with how well I seem to do with being independent. That's great to hear. And most of the time, I have a smile on my face and I say, thank you, and that's that, and I feel great about it. Other times, I feel compelled to say, I'm just living my life. There's nothing real extraordinary or even special, in my opinion, about it. I was just given a different life to live, and I'm living it the best that I can. So, in that instance, understanding can take two very different paths. On one hand, you simply say, thank you, and you carry that pride with you that other people have for you. And then at other times, while you still carry that pride with you, you should help to educate people, because just because we're different doesn't make us this special and unique gift. Now, I've had a lot of people tell me that I am exactly that throughout my 27 years. And I'm grateful for that. So those of you that have said that to me in the past, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. But at the end of the day, I am simply a man living my life driven to do the best that I can because I am and I always will be an independent human being. My challenges might dictate I need more help than the average person from time to time on something that's simple and you wouldn't necessarily think of, or something specific. But either way, I recognize it. And that's the key to being able to understand yourself and your challenges, as well as the challenges and hardships of somebody that you're close to if you'd have never personally experienced it. Be willing to listen and be open to hearing about the hard things. You're not going to understand completely as somebody that's on the outside of challenges. Even me that lives with it, I don't understand all my challenges. But I do know I have a responsibility to do the best that I can. So when I lay down every night and go to sleep, I can say, I feel good. I may not feel good physically every night, but I can feel good with gratitude always, because I have the desire to always find ways to understand why my life is the way it is, and how can I make that life better for myself. And in doing that, hopefully people that are around me see that same thing, and it helps ease the tension, because it's not easy to see somebody that's completely different with obvious ways, such as me walking side by side, me and a colleague at work, or me and a high school classmate. In either of those scenarios, situations are different in where it's obvious who has the physical challenge and who doesn't. So I'll leave you with this. Don't be scared of understanding. Always embrace the opportunity to understand other points of view as you go about learning about experiences that you knew nothing about previously. Realize that you may not be an expert ever on whatever the specific topic is. Whether it's me connecting with somebody that doesn't have my physical challenges in a personal or professional setting, or if it's somebody else that sees me, doesn't know my story, and simply has questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. A lot of people have told me, I'd ask you about your challenges, but I don't want to offend you. You won't offend me by asking about my challenges, and I hope that goes for just about everybody else out there. So if you're watching this, don't be afraid to understand another person. Don't be afraid to learn about things in another person's life, or even learn about completely new experiences for yourself that you have no prior knowledge about, because that's what helps us grow. And in doing that, you just might learn that challenges are just another way of saying, I get experience. I open the show by saying I'm an up-and-coming teacher as well as a sports broadcaster. I learned about that through college education, how to be successful in both of those endeavors. I learned about how to be successful in living with my cerebral palsy by simply living with my cerebral palsy. You can learn too about anything you want. Just be open. Be open-minded about anything that piques your interest. If a person or an experience piques your interest and you want to learn more, figure out how to approach that person or that specific subject to learn about the experience. Be casual. Say hello. Understand that learning takes time and effort. And even after you spend a considerable amount of time learning about somebody's experiences or this brand new opportunity that was presented to you, you're not going to automatically be an expert. You will always be learning. My 27 years of life with cerebral palsy have been a roller coaster. The next 27 years will in all likelihood for me be just as much of a roller coaster as the first 27. But the key is, now I know. I'm open to learning more about my own challenges from a medical perspective, and also learning about how my challenges affect my daily living when I am by myself completing simple household tasks, or out in public enjoying time with friends and family, and even when I'm in the throes of professional life. Every experience is impacted by my challenges, but that's completely okay, because with these unique experiences and different challenges that I have compared to the majority of the rest of the people that I interact with regularly, I'm able to learn even more and appreciate what it really means to be happy and successful. I hope you will come with me on this journey in the future. Next week, I will be discussing the concept of adaptability. If you miss any shows, be sure to go to my YouTube channel, Andrew Gallinger. Until next week, be open and understanding and always embrace opportunity. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time.